Hi guys, welcome back to the channel again. This is Thailand Bound. If it's your first time here, my name's Peter and I speak about all things Thailand. Okay, so today I'm going to try and answer a question that gets asked very often on the channel. I've had this channel going for over 2 years now, and one question that comes up time and time again, which I'm never ever able to answer because there's just so many variables in it, is from people who have never been to Thailand before and they want to know how much do they need for a couple of weeks, 2 weeks holiday vacation. I thought I'd give you three kind of categories of travellers. So we'll do a budget traveller, a mid-price traveller, and a high-end traveller. I'm going to tell you the cost of hotels. I'm going to tell you the cost of foods in various locations. I'm going to tell you the cost of transportation, drinks, soft drinks, alcohol, and I'm even going to talk a little bit about female company, bar fines, ladies' drinks. The costs that I've done for you today, they're mainly based around Bangkok. Bangkok's very expensive now. Most guys will spend a night or two in Bangkok. Some guys come in and they go straight down to Pattaya in a taxi or a bus. Okay, so that's fair enough. This really won't affect you too much. I'll try and touch on some prices as well in Pattaya, because Pattaya is a lot more cheaper than Bangkok. Now, when I say Bangkok's expensive, I'm talking about within the tourist areas. So now that I've kind of laid the groundwork, as it were, I'll go ahead and give you some prices. And at the end of it, you can take these prices, decide what sort of traveller you are, and then you can work out your own budget by the day, by the week, and then you can do it however many weeks you're there, all right? So let's talk about the cost of hotels first.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Now, I'm kind of a budget traveller. For me, personally, all that's important to me in a room is that it's clean, it's safe, and you know, if it has a restaurant, that's a bonus, okay? So let's talk about budget hotels first. And again, I'm talking about Bangkok, anywhere between, say, Soi 3 and Asok. So if you stay in a budget hotel, you're looking in Bangkok, you're looking at anywhere between, I'd say, 800 and 1200 baht. That's a clean, comfortable hotel room, budget. Now, there will be people writing and say, well, I got a room for 600. You might have done, but generally speaking, the price is anywhere between 8 and 1200 baht, okay? So a mid-priced hotel, I'm talking something that would be on a par with a kind of 3/4 star hotel, a bar and a restaurant downstairs, maybe a nice equipped gym, that sort of thing. You're looking at about anywhere between kind of 2,300 to 2,800 baht. So there is a big difference between the budget hotels and the mid-priced hotels. The rooms are normally bigger, they're nicer. There's more English speaking channels on the TV, room service menu, that sort of thing. You don't always get room service in the smaller hotels. So now if you're one of those lucky people and you're in a position to stay in a luxury hotel, a top hotel, then they start from as low as 4,000 baht, because the thing is, prices they're just falling. They're on the backsides at the moment, so you can get some real good deals. But pre-pandemic, as I say, somewhere like the Landmark, which is just around the corner from Soi 4, 5-star hotel, you're looking at 4,000 baht a night. You can pay a lot more than that. You go and stay in somewhere like the Oriental, which is a top hotel. You'll pay a lot more than 4,000. But this is just to give you an idea. Okay, so budget 800 to 1,200, mid-price 2,300 to 2,800, and 5-star 4,000 and above. So okay, let's talk about food. Most people, they don't stay in the hotel and eat. They go out to small restaurants or whatever. If you're staying in a mid-range hotel, they do have restaurants, and some of them are quite reasonably priced. But let's just assume for the sake of this video that you're going out to eat, okay? So they have food carts on the street. Most people I know that go on holiday, they don't want to sit on the road on a food cart. You might get you know, some guys on a limited budget, but if you are that way inclined, personally I'm not, but if you are, you can go and sit on the street on a plastic stool and order your noodles or whatever it is you want from a cart, and you'll pay anywhere between 40 and 60 baht. Now I'm talking about one dish, okay? Obviously if you have 2 or 3 dishes more, you might get a slight adjustment in them prices, but I'm giving you an overall average of prices, okay? So a food cart, 40 to 60 baht. Now a small local Thai restaurant, the food's okay, it's not bad, it's mainly Thai food, but it is a sit-down restaurant. You'll pay in there somewhere anywhere between 50 and 80 baht, so a little bit of a higher level than the street food, but we are talking very basic Thai Thai restaurant. Okay, and of course the other option is if you're on a budget, you've got the food courts. They're quite good. You've got food courts in places like Terminal 21, the MBK Centre, Mabu Kong, and what the food courts are, you'll go up to the top floor normally or into the basement. That's where they're normally located, and you normally have to buy a ticket before you actually sit down, and you can't just go and order the food and pay the money to each individual person who's selling the food. You have to buy a ticket, which is a bit of a pain in the backside, because then you have to go back and refund it if you haven't used it all. Okay, so food court prices, you pay, and again for a single meal, a plate of rice or noodles or a burger, something like that, you're looking in a food court anywhere between kind of 60 and 100 baht. So if you ate in a food court 3 times a day, you're talking 300 baht, which is about £7.50, $8 for the whole day of your actually eating. Okay, every now and again you want some Western food and some fast food, maybe a McDonald's or a KFC, something like that. We know it's rubbish, but you get, you get sometimes you just feel like a burger, don't you? Wake up, I fancy a cheeseburger. A typical Western outlet like a McDonald's or a KFC, you're looking at a cheeseburger, just a regular cheeseburger set is going to cost you about 120 baht, somewhere around 120, 130. That's just a standard cheeseburger with small fries and a small Pepsi, Coke, something like that. You're looking at, for a Big Mac set, a bigger, more substantial meal. So you've got the Big Mac, you've got the large fries, and you've got the larger Coke. You're looking at about 200 baht average prices. And then again, KFC, a set meal, you're looking anywhere, because there's a lot more variations with KFC, you're looking anywhere between 90 and 180 baht. Okay, it's not going to break the bank. If you're on vacation, you've saved up plenty of money, but there are guys who go out there very often on budgets. So then the next kind of level of food you'd have. Now, I'm not talking about inside hotels. Obviously, if you go to a restaurant in a 5-star hotel, it's going to cost you virtually the same as it would in your own country. But the next level, for the sake of this video, is tourist kind of restaurants that serve Western and Thai food. And you'll find in Bangkok, they're pretty much the mainstream of food that cater to tourists, but most of them, they try and cater for everybody. So they'll do Western food, and they'll also do Thai food. They're quite good quality, quite decent sized portions. So in these kind of touristy places that serve good quality food, as I said, the price, it's a very big variable on this one, anywhere from say 180 baht to 350 baht for the meal. And we'll get onto the drinks. I haven't forgotten the drinks. I'm going to do them separately. All right, so that pretty much covers your food. All right, so let's talk a little bit about transportation. I won't hang around too long on this subject, but you will need to take taxis. Motorbike taxis are a great way to get around. Bangkok's very, very busy. You are taking your life in your hands a little bit when you jump on the back of a motorbike. If you haven't been there before, they have these motorbike stations all over the place. They're nearly on every other street corner, and they're fairly cheap. You just jump on the back and they'll take you wherever you want to go. You've got the BTS Sky train. That's very, very good value. And you've got the underground system as well, and you've got taxis. The problem with taxis, if you're a foreigner, a lot of the time it is illegal for a taxi driver not to put his meter on. That is actually in the statute books. They just try it on. You get in, most of them, they don't automatically put the meter on. You have to fight with them. If you get into a taxi and the guy starts quoting your price, you just tell him once, put the meter on. If he still tries to negotiate, just get out and get another one. There's thousands of taxis in Bangkok. The biggest rip-offs are the tuk-tuks. There's less and less of them now. When I first got to Thailand 30 years ago, they were all over the place, a lot more than taxis. They're great if you've never been in one. They're a great experience, but don't just jump in one and then hope he doesn't charge you too much, because you'll get royally ripped off. Just make sure you negotiate a price. You're not going to use it as everyday transport, because they're expensive. They're very expensive. Even if you do a deal with them, they're expensive. But you're looking at, I'd say, anywhere between 60 and 120 baht a day transportation. Some days you won't use any transportation or very little. Other days you might go shopping and take the train 2 or 3 times. So it'll even itself out. All right, let's talk a little bit about the soft drinks first of all, because a lot of guys, they'll often write in and they'll say, look, I want to go to go-go bars, but I don't drink. Can I do that? They don't know. Well, of course you can. It's all about money. It's all about business. I've had people say to me, oh, well, I'm in this go-go bar and they've charged me 100 baht for this soda water. A soda water in 7-Eleven is like 10 baht or something like that. 6 baht, I don't know. Very cheap, but you're not paying for the soda water. Think about it. You go into a go-go bar, you might have 100 ladies on stage, you're listening to their music, they bring the soda water to your table, they pour it in a glass for you, you use their toilets. You know, it's a whole package, isn't it? So you're not just literally, if you just want a drink of water on the street, yeah, you'll pay 10 baht. But if you're going to go in and use their full facilities and be entertained, then you have to expect to pay what somebody would if they were drinking a beer. So you can actually drink non-alcoholic drinks. But just to give you an idea of prices, so if you go into a 7-Eleven convenience store and you want a can of Coke or you know, a soft drink, something like that, you're looking at anywhere between 15 and 20 baht from a convenience store for a can of Coke, a Fanta, something like that. If you want a small bottle of water, I think you can get one for about 6 to 8 baht, very cheap, going up to about 25 baht, depending on the brand. It's water at the end of the day. I always get the cheapest one. If you go into a restaurant and you have a soft drink, you're looking and again, Bangkok guys, you're looking anywhere between 60 baht and 90 baht. So a beer bar, if you go into a beer bar, and what's classed as a beer bar is obviously it's a bar, it's not a go-go bar. They don't generally have dancers on stage. You're looking anywhere between 90 baht and 130 baht for a beer. That's a standard size Heineken, Leo, Chang, something like that. They do vary depending on whether you're drinking a local beer or a foreign beer. But if you take the price of around 90 to 130 baht, then you won't go far wrong. Now obviously the go-go bars, they're the most expensive. For a beer you'll pay anywhere, I've put here in my notes, I've put 120 baht to 150, but you'll struggle at that. Most go-go bars now you'll pay anywhere between sort of 160, 180, even a little bit more. They're very, very expensive go-go bars. So we'll move on to the alcohol now. Right, so alcoholic drinks, if you go into a 7-Eleven and you just want to pick up a can of beer, can of Leo or a bottle of Chang, standard size, you're looking anywhere between sort of 50 and 60 baht. When I check into a hotel, for instance in Hua Hin, I'll buy 3 or 4 440 ml cans of Leo, and they're 50 baht each. That's what I pay from 7-Eleven. They might vary very slightly. If you go into a restaurant, you have a beer, you're looking at 90 to 140 baht, just a normal style restaurant. Beer bar, 90 to 140 baht. A lot more cheaper in Pattaya. If you go into a beer bar in Pattaya, you're looking at anywhere between sort of 60, 70 baht. But as I say, Bangkok is a lot more expensive. Go-go bar, a beer in a go-go bar is anywhere between 140, 180. I've even known them to be 200 baht. So very, very expensive. 200 baht, to give you an idea, you're looking at £5, $6 for one beer. That's actually more expensive than the UK. All right, so that's what you're going to pay for your food, your hotel, your transportation, and your drinks. Now let's talk a little bit about the ladies. Now, if you're one of those people who want to go to Thailand just to go around national parks, sit on the beach, discover the culture and eat great food, then you won't be interested in this next bit. This is more for guys who are going to Thailand on their own. And what they're planning to do is they're going to stay near the entertainment areas and they want to meet female company. Now, there's a lot of costs, and this is where a lot of your budget will be eaten up. So let's talk about the drinks for females first of all. So if you a ladies drink, so if you buy a drink, normally a girl will come over and say, can you buy me a drink? And how it works is they get a commission. It works slightly differently in different bars, but for easy numbers, let's just say the ladies drink's 150 baht. The bar will give her 50 baht of that and the bar gets 100 baht, or there might be a slightly different variation of that, but that's generally how it works. Now, you've got to be really, really careful with ladies drinks, guys. It's changed a lot over the years. They've got wise, they've smartened up. And if you're not on the ball, you'll pay out a lot of money. It used to be that if you bought a beer, I'll give easy numbers again. If you bought a beer for 100 baht, a ladies drink would be 70 baht, 80 baht, no more than that. But I do go out with friends who talk to the ladies, and I've been sitting with friends who have bought ladies drinks. They haven't checked the price, and at the end of it, their beer was 100 baht and the ladies drink was 150 baht. The other trick they do now is they'll ask, would you like a drink? She'll say yes. She'll come back with a vodka and Red Bull. The guy just presumes that's one drink, it's a vodka and a mixer. When he gets his bill, he's been charged 400 baht for the ladies' drink and 120, 150 baht for his drink. Why? Because the vodka is classed as one drink and the Red Bull is classed as one drink. The other trick they do is they like to order tequila. Why? Because they can throw that down their neck real fast. I have heard people say it's not really tequila, it's water. I don't think it is water, and I'll tell you why. Just about everybody I know has picked up that tequila and smelled it. Now, okay, you could argue and say they filled it with water and just put a drop on top to give it the smell, but I don't think so. I've actually smelt a lady's drink as well, and I think they do really drink, it is vodka or tequila, but the reason they like to have that is because they can throw it down their neck real fast and not ask for another one, all right? So just be really, really careful on those ladies' drinks. Make sure before you buy a lady's drink or before you offer a drink, just make sure you know, 1, what she's drinking, 2, what the cost is, and 3, you make it really clear to her that it's one drink. So let's talk about the prices of the ladies' drinks. So generally, as I say, they're quite expensive. Now, you do need to check them. You're looking at about 150 baht on average in a bar, go-go bar. They don't seem to vary too much, the ladies' drinks. If you go, unlike the sort of beers for us or the soft drinks, if you go into a beer bar or a go-go bar, the cost of the ladies' drinks is almost the same. They're expensive. Right, now if you're looking for female company, what you're going to have to do is pay the bar to take that girl out. Now, you might only want to take her out to dinner, or you might want to go around a few bars and you want some female company, you want somebody to shoot pool with in another bar, and you've been talking to this girl and you like her and you think, you know what, I'd like to take you out of this bar and we'll go somewhere and have a nice meal, or we'll have a drink. Now, obviously, she's working there. You have to pay that bar compensation for losing that girl. It's called a bar fine. So what will happen, you'll be talking to the girl, you're having a drink, you decide it's quite early, you'd like to take her out of that bar, go around for a few drinks. Now you need to pay the bar fine, and the bar fine is to compensate the bar for losing that girl for however many hours you decide to take her out for, all right? So the bar fines vary greatly, but what I find is in the beer bars, they are cheaper in Pattaya again, but they're quite expensive in Bangkok, even the beer bars. So I'm just looking at my notes here. The bar fine generally in Pattaya is anywhere between, if you ran the standard beer bars, you're talking anywhere between 300 and 500 baht, depending on location and depending what kind of area you're checking out. You know, obviously some areas are more expensive than others. So you're looking in Bangkok, the price of a bar fine, you're looking anywhere between kind of, I put here 300 to 600 baht, but you'll never get a bar fine for 300. You might if you go down one of the very quiet streets, but certainly in Sukhumvit Soi 4, you'd be looking at 500 to 600 in the beer bars for a bar fine. Go-go bars, they're very, very expensive. What they're charging now, they're charging a minimum of anywhere between 600 baht and 800 baht. That's an average. Now, I'm sure guys will write in and say, I once paid 1,200 baht, or there's a bar in Phuket that charges 2,000 baht, or I found a little go-go bar that only charged me 4. Yeah, there are exceptions to the rule, but as I said at the beginning, this is just to give you a general picture, a general idea of what you would be expected to pay for female company bar fines, right? So you're looking, like I say, anywhere between 600 to 800 baht, and that price can vary. Now, that isn't the price to spend the time with a girl. That is just the price to enable you to let her go and get dressed, come out of the bar, and you can go and eat with her or play pool, whatever you want to do. That's the cost. That's for the bar. She doesn't get any of that, generally speaking. But again, people are writing in and say there's a 50-50 share. And I'm just, for the sake of this video, I just want you to know that that's nothing to do with what you will have to negotiate with a girl. Now, the prices for girls, for company. So you take a girl out of a bar. They have two kind of, two ways they measure it. There's short time and there's long time. So basically what a short time is, you'll take a girl out of a bar, you'll ask her how much for short time, she'll quote you a price, and the short time is generally 2 or 3 hours. So you might just want to take her for dinner, go and play some pool, have a couple of drinks with her, and then say goodnight to her. That's taking 2 or 3 hours, that's short time. So you'll negotiate a price for short time with her. A long time is what it's obviously what it says. You might decide, the two of you, you take this girl out, you get on really well, and you might decide you want to spend all evening together, all night together, doing whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's long term. So generally the prices of the bar fines are the same regardless of how much time you're going to spend with that girl. Now, as far as prices for the girls, how much they're going to charge you for their company, the cheapest option is what they call freelancers. These are girls who don't work in any bars. They hang around the beach area in Pattaya. You'll see them everywhere on Sukhumvit Road, but be careful because there's no kind of protection with those girls. You know, unlike taking them from a bar, if you've got a problem with a girl you've taken from a bar, then generally you can go back to that bar and discuss what happened, and there is a little bit of comeback there. With a freelancer, you know, if your camera goes missing or your laptop goes missing and she doesn't go to that same spot tomorrow, you've lost it. There's nothing you can do about it. So be very, very careful. But there are a lot of guys who swear blind that they don't go with anybody else but freelancers because they're so cheap. You can pay in Pattaya, you can pay anything between 500 and 1,000 baht for a freelancer, but be warned again, they're not the A-team, most of them, you know, if you know what I mean. Okay, so girls in a beer bar, when you're negotiating prices with them, they'll ask you generally anywhere from 1,000 baht to 2,000 baht, but the most common average prices, they seem to be happy with about 1,500 baht. That's the beer bars. Okay, so you know, she might start off at 2,000 baht. There's nothing wrong with negotiating with her. And as I say, generally speaking, in Bangkok at least, you're looking normally around 1,500 baht. It might be 1,000 baht in Pattaya. I don't know. I haven't been. I was out recently in Pattaya with Trevor and some of the guys down there, but we were just drinking. I wasn't out with any friends that took girls, so I'm not up on the latest prices in Pattaya, but it's probably slightly cheaper than Bangkok. It always is. Okay, so let's move on to our last category, and that's the go-go bars. Now, they'll ask you for a minimum of 2,000 and they won't drop below that. Some of the girls that aren't quite as good looking, they're not quite as popular, maybe 1,500, but generally speaking, if you go into a go-go bar and she's very pretty and she's in high demand, you're going to be looking at a minimum of 2,000. And these days, you know, they'll quote you for anything up to sort of 3,000-4,000. Okay, so that's the girls, and that's what cuts into your budget more than anything. It's very easy to calculate your food, your hotel, your drinks, and all the rest of it. But we're all human, and you don't know with a female company, because you might go out with no intentions to get any female company. You have a few drinks, you're in a good mood, you meet a real nice girl, you're playing this Connect Four with in a beer bar, and you decide, you know what, she's really nice, I want to take her out and spend some time with her. Right, the only other thing to mention on the girl side is a category of girl they call coyote dancers. Strange name, I know. What a coyote dancer is, you'll have a bar that is, they don't have as many girls, and they need girls to obviously bring the customers in. Now, what coyote girls are, they're kind of like models slash girls for rent. So they, you know, people that you'll find them at car shows, you'll find them at exhibitions. They're basically pretty girls that a company rent out to anybody who's got some kind of a function going on. So as I say, it could be an exhibition, it could be a car race day, and they're always very pretty in little shorts and everything. But also the bars rent them as well. So if you've got a bar, for instance, Tilak Bar in Soy Cowboy, they generally have 5 or 6 of these girls. And you can always tell them because they're all dressed the same. So when you look on stage, they're generally exactly the same outfit. So that in Tilak, for instance, they wear a pair of black shiny shorts, and they've got these kind of bead things, but they stand out a mile. Now, these girls, are they available? Yes, they are. Are they cheap? No, they're not. They're very, very expensive. They'll ask a minimum of 3,000 baht. Just to spend an hour with you, even just, you know, if you want to take one of them girls out and go to the cinema with her, she'll charge you 3,000 baht, and that's a minimum. And the bars, because they're paying for these girls, they'll charge 1,000 baht bar fine. So if you see one of these coyote dancers and you want to spend some time with her, you're looking at 1,000 baht for the bar fine, a minimum of 3,000 baht for her, and then you've got to calculate the drinks you've bought, taxis, that sort of thing. So it's quite an expensive way to go. But you know, if you meet the girl of your dreams, then some guys just go for it. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you've got an idea on prices now, and as I say, it's generally aimed at people who haven't been there before. You can now go off and take these prices. You can rewind this, and you can look at these prices, decide what sort of a person you are. If you're a budget traveler, obviously you'll take that budget price, and you can work out your daily cost. If you think you're going to take a girl twice a week or 3 times a week, you can now calculate in the bar fine, the drinks, everything. And you can work out a general idea, but it's never going to be accurate, never, because as I said at the beginning, there's so many variables. And but you should have a very, very good idea of how much you need. My golden rule is I always take 50% more than I'll calculate. Why? Because most of the time I bring some of that, if not all of it, back, because there's nothing worse than being in Bangkok and you run low on money. Always take more than you think you need. So if you calculate you need £2,000, take 3, because that's your money. You'll bring it back with you, won't you? So if you do go over budget, if you budget £2,000 for your month, for instance, and you end up you need 2,200 or 400, then that money's sitting there. You're not going to ruin your holiday. All right. I hope this video has been helpful. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will try and answer everybody's questions if they're not if you haven't yet done so, please consider subscribing if you like these kind of videos, and if you'd like to support the channel, there is a link below if you'd like to buy me a coffee or a beer, whatever you feel comfortable with, or you can join as a member. All right guys, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching this video again, and I'll catch you all on the next video.